Well, hello. We're just waiting, as all of you are familiar with these webinars, we're just waiting for the people to roll in. So I'm seeing it happen. And I see some familiar names, of course. It's always good to see some friendly faces. I see Jose again. I see Zoli. I see Lauren. All right. I see Ken. Yeah, lots of familiar faces. Really nice to see familiar faces. All right, we're still getting people scrolling in, so we're going to give it another second or two, and then we'll get started. I will share my screen. This way people know whether they're in the right place or not. And I see in the notes already, hi, Jose, good to see you again too. And hi, Lauren, good to see you guys again too. So all good. All right, what do you say we get started here? All right. We're doing two things today. First off, let me start with a welcome. I'm very happy to, like I said, see some old faces, familiar friends, and to talk about conversion rate optimization. This is broken into two segments. I'm going to go through a very quick presentation about some best practices for some of you who have been working with us in the past or following us. Some of this will be a refresher and it'll be familiar. For others, it is the basis of what we're going to do when I do some live website reviews. Now, a number of people have given us their websites to review. Obviously, we can't do, them all justice. I picked about 10 of these. We'll only be able to spend a couple minutes on each. I mean, normally when we do a review with someone, it's a half hour, or some of our more in-depth reviews are 90 minutes. So as you can imagine, in a couple minutes, there's a limit to what we're going to be able to do. But having said that, let's just get started. All right, as a reminder, conversion rate optimization is basically the alignment of three things. It's the user intent with their experience and your goals. Any one of these things is out of alignment, and you don't make money. You don't generate leads, you don't generate sales, you don't generate subscriptions. You have to have these three things in alignment. Now, what is the easiest, and I do mean easiest, way to make sure that these are in alignment? And that is by answering the three questions. And these three questions, for those of you who have read my book, and there'll be a link at the end to the book, all right? But for those of you who have read the book, the three critical questions are: am I in the right place? How do I feel about this site? And what am I supposed to do here? Now, we are going to use these three questions as the basis for everything we do when we're reviewing the sites that are out there. Now, am I in the right place? Why is that important? Well, we're matching the visitor intent with their expectations, and you don't want to make your visitors think. So with that, okay, here's an example of, I'm doing a search for solitaire diamond rings. Solitaire diamond rings were promised in the ad. And then when I get to the page, I don't know whether those are solitaire diamond rings or not. I wouldn't know a solitaire diamond ring unless it bit me. All right, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but here's a similar ad: solitaire diamond rings, same query. Solitaire diamond rings are promised. And then you'll notice on the page, it says solitaire diamond rings. There's no question. So for those of you who don't know what a solitaire diamond ring is, you land on a page that says, your partner says, I would like a solitaire diamond ring. You do a search, you land on the page, it says solitaire diamond rings. I think it's safe to assume the things on the page are solitaire diamond rings, as opposed to the other ones where it may not be as obvious. Now, I do a search for home window tinting in Lutz, Florida. Not Lutz, by the way, Lutz, that's how that's pronounced. Advanced film solution, Lutz window tinting film installation in Florida. So it says it. And then when you land on the page, Lutz window tinting services. Am I in the right place? It makes it really easy to know that. Don't make people think. How do I feel about this site? Well, If it looks modern and it's well executed, I'm going to feel good. If it looks like it was built when the internet first was invented, then it's not going to look so good. And there's obviously a wide range in there. And we want to have social proof and transparency and security, all of those things. So with that in mind, if we look at this, this fails. Now, Ace, the helpful place, is a brand. Well, why does this fail? There's no trust on here other than their name. There's no trust symbols. And I really got to point out the one thing that blows my mind. If you notice above the $3,000 for this thing, it's got a 4-star review, right? 4-star review. So you think it's okay. Except right next to it, apparently there are 0 reviews. How is it a 4-star review if there's nobody has written a review? I got to tell you, this doesn't make me feel safe and comfortable as compared to on this one, it's a 4-star review, but they had 22 reviews. So a competing site, same grill, same price, but they have their phone number. I feel good about these people. This is a more trustworthy site than the Ace. Now, Ace gets away with things because they're a brand, but just because somebody's a brand doesn't mean you should get away with it. And then I looked at a roofing site. So do I feel good about this? No, I can barely read the local trusted family owned. I've got a picture of a roof, but it's not telling me at all what's in it for me. So let's compare that to a roofing site in California versus one in Florida. Your trusted roof replacements based in Fayetteville, serving homeowners since 2016. It's got trust symbols on it. It's got the phone number. It's, talk to a roofing expert. This is a lot more credible. It's got safety seals. It's got trust. So I feel much better about these people than I did about the others. And by the way, this is true whether it's on desktop or mobile. So here's the mobile example. Do I feel good about this? No, not particularly. All right. But when I look at this, I've got, again, those trust symbols on here. And I've got the click to call icon up in the top. So I feel really good about it. Again, it's all about making the visitor feel safe. What am I supposed to do here? You want to make it really, really easy that visually they can comprehend what's on your site and know what to do. So what do these people do? Well, apparently they sell knives and some other stuff, right? And so I'm not really sure what to do. We turn that into this, and this became an extremely high converting site because visually I know if I want to shop for bakeware, cookware, glassware, whatever it is they've got, I can just click and it's got sub-level navigation and it makes my life really, really simple. Another example, if I want to reconcrete my driveway. Well, do I feel good about this? Well, I do have some trust on here, but the problem is that trust kind of blends into the background a little bit. You'll notice the reviews are there, but because this has got so much visually going on, I don't see it. If I don't see it, it doesn't exist. As opposed to they have the phone number front and center in the top on this one. And you'll notice view our services versus schedule appointment right underneath the calls to action. Right underneath it are trust symbols. So we always like to put trust symbols near the call to actions whenever we can. This is obviously true in mobile. In mobile, these words here almost look like an army of words marching around the page looking for meaning. Nobody reads, okay? As opposed to this, we've got things checked. We make it really easy for people to see, and people can continue on. All right, so all of that is to be prepared for the website questions, all right, or website reviews. And I pulled up a bunch of websites. We're going to spend a couple minutes, try to spend a couple minutes on each, all right? And with that in mind, let me pull that up. So this first website I'm assuming this is a lead generation magnet, all right? Find out what my core values are. So how do I feel about this? Am I in the right place? How do I feel about this? What am I supposed to do? Well, the am I in the right place question is highly dependent upon the upstream messaging. If the upstream messaging is all about taking the quiz or identifying your values, then I could say I'm probably in the right place. But if this was generated in some other type of upstream messaging to get here, which talks about take the first steps towards reducing stress, increase your well-being, the benefit-oriented things, then unfortunately, I'm not going to feel like I'm in the right place because I actually have to read through all of this to figure out whether or not this makes sense or not. I will also tell you there's no trust on here, from a right underneath the call to action. Now, you might say, but wait a minute, right below there is a testimonial. The problem is there's enough room in here between the two, and you've got privacy policy, your information is secure, which blocks it, and this is colorful, this is bland, so I'm not seeing this. And so the issue is if I don't see it, it doesn't exist. I would have been better served here to have some type of trust underneath here, such as join over 10,000 people who've identified their values with the core value quiz, or join over whatever it is, or taken by participants in 48 out of the 50 states. Now I'm making up this because I don't know what the numbers are here, but if I had something right underneath this call to action, I'd feel much better about it. Now, in a perfect world, and I understand why we might not want to do this, but we've tested this over and over again, a phone number in the top right-hand corner really makes a difference, and on the mobile, it's the click to call icon. All right, so with that in mind, I had to do one more thing on this. Find out what my core values are. When I click on this button, I'm not scrolling, but I just want to click on this button and show this to everybody. When I click on it, it opened it up in a new window. And the problem here is this looks very, very different than the previous page. So remember that am I in the right place question? I'm starting to feel a little uncomfortable because it opened it up in a new page. It doesn't look like the rest of it. And I'm not sure that this matches what was on that previous page. I really need it to look the same. And we've tested this, folks. Here's the deal. When you surprise your visitor with something that looks very different, they get uncomfortable. And when they get uncomfortable, they're not going to be necessarily willing to go through the processes of the quiz. I will also tell you, back to this privacy policy, information is secure. We've tested something similar to this in the past. You've always seen when you sign up for a newsletter, you might have seen we won't spam you. Well, we've tested that. When you tell people you won't spam them or you put things in here like this, it scares them because they think, oh, they probably really are going to spam me. I know they're saying they're not going to spam me, but they probably are. So on the privacy policy, your information is secure. I'm not thrilled with your information is secure because I might not have been worried about whether my information is secure or not. And now you're making me think about whether my information is secure, which doesn't necessarily make that good. All right, now, next on the scheme, if I go back to this page for the values quiz, I don't know how big this quiz is. I don't know if I'm going to be spending an hour doing this, how many pages it is. I don't have enough here about what it is I'm going to learn. A better way to do a quiz like this, if we were going to do this, would be to have the quiz over here and something over here that helps me to understand what I'm going to get. In only a few minutes, you'll know this, check boxes are always good. Mark it to me on this side, what I'm going to have to do on this side. All right, moving on to the next one. This one, the Gurnick.edu, when I look at this, it really took me a while to figure out that this is a real company. This is a big company, or at least they appear big. When you really read through their site in painful detail, turns out that they've got multiple locations. If we look at the locations, look at all the locations here that they've got. This is a real business. But when you look at this, this is old, it's dated. I'm not feeling comfortable about it. It doesn't tell me that I can join, the healthcare industry, there are, 20 million healthcare jobs available, 50 million healthcare jobs available, experience healthcare, growth in healthcare, one of the fastest growing, employment opportunities. There's nothing here. This assumes that these people already know about it. And then it needs to tell me, oh, by the way, join, 50,000 students who have gone through our courses and have done whatever it is, all right? If I read through this and go a little bit further, by the way, folks, this is not me at all trying to be mean here. I'm just doing this really quickly to point out some of the obvious stuff. Now, we are committed to your success, all right? If you've ever read Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People, they will tell you writing like this is a bad idea. We are committed to your success. Okay, I understand what we're trying to say here, but we are committed. Well, nobody cares what you are committed to. I need a job. I need to get more money in my life. I need to be successful. A better way to say this is your success. So it's about them first, not you. Your success is our number one goal. And then we go into Gurnick Academy is dedicated, blah, 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 blah. We believe that nobody cares, okay? Make this all about the visitor, all right, and their journey to success. So the words here aren't helpful from somebody who wants to potentially break into this field. And we have literally worked with, I want to say, it's got to be about 40 different universities and trade schools, over the past, 10 years. And we tell them all the same thing. It has to be about the visitor. All right. Now, after you tell them about the visitor, all right, you've got the Gurnick Academy Advantage. And we might want to say in here something more along the lines of experience the Gurnick Academy Advantage. Experience is a command. And at the same time, it's about them. It's you experience this. And then campus facilities, all right? Explore campus facilities, learn about career services, in visual approach, how about you deserve an individualized approach, all right? Benefit from our accreditations. I think I've kind of beat this into the round here, but the point being, making this all about them. Then when I go into some of these other things, and I'm going to click in a little bit, when I go to, and I literally had to click over and over again to figure out that this was a real organization. When I clicked on find my program, I don't know why, but it opened it up in a new page. That's kind of non-standard, and I'm not really sure what the benefit of opening it up in a new page would be. Nursing, imaging, and other healthcare roles in courses, all right? Great, but the key here, these are the important words, investing in your future healthcare career. Yes, I want this, but these are things. This is the benefit, all right? And then we're repeating it, all right, here. So in case I didn't see it here, I see it here. Please don't do this, all right? Instead, if you're going to say investing in your future healthcare, this should say, because we talk about the number of programs here, this should be say, choose or find the career that best suits you, right? Make it about them. And then I will tell you as I read through all of these things here, well, let's start with this. You want me to watch this video. I can see that it's a minute and 10 seconds, but if I've got a video here, it would be really nice if there was a title above the video that said, in less than 90 seconds, learn about how investing in your future career will market to me, sell me on why I want to watch this video. Otherwise, you're just hoping that I'm going to do this. And then when I look at locations, and I just picked one at random before, Concord, California. Concord, California, vocational training school. And then we've got the message, we've got the hours, we've got the campus tour video. We've got an army of words here marching on the page looking for meaning. Nobody is going to read this, all right? There's almost no marketing on here. And the simplest way to make this look better would be, again, you've got welcome to Gurnick Academy. Yeah, that's nice, right? How about, why don't we bold unprecedented need for healthcare professionals, right? Prepare you as a professional for your chosen field. If we're not going to at least change the words, can we at least bold some things that are going to pop off the page that are going to make me feel good about this? And when I scroll down the page and I got to, I want to visit and schedule my tour, all right, I want to visit, schedule my tour, and I want to visit, schedule my tour. And I'm not sure why this is here, because when I click on it, it takes me yet again to another page, all right, in a Calendly, as opposed to on the previous page, I'm already on here. So at some point, and I hate to say this, but you have to design your website as if your visitor was lazy and or stupid. And I know that sounds terrible, and I apologize for that. But every time you're making me think here, you're potentially frustrating the heck out of me through this process. So there's a wide range of things to do. I will tell you, I don't know what their application percentage is, but there's so much here that can be done that would increase the number of student applications by an order of magnitude. Now, I'm going to tell a quick story, and I know I'm speaking fast just because I'm trying to get through as many of these as I can. But I'm going to tell a quick story for a university that will remain unnamed. We cleaned up their website and we increased their applications by, I think it was 437% more people applied. They wound up with a lot more students, and it was all great. And then somebody in their IT department says, yeah, but we don't like the way this looks, and we want to take it over. And they redid what we did for them, and they dropped back down to below the number of applicants they were before. Sometimes in healthcare, we noticed people don't make decisions based upon, what's working. They based upon it on some high-paid person's opinion. So everything here could be done better. Apply now, start your career. It's not beginning the application, start your career, have that dream job you've always wanted. All right, I think I've beat that into the ground. Okay. Brewers air conditioning. I saw this one, and I put this up for a couple of reasons. This is in Phoenix, Arizona, and the conversion conference this year is going to be in Phoenix, Arizona. So for those of you who have been to our conversion conference in the past, this year it's in June in Phoenix. So hopefully the folks from Brewer will come and take some of the advice I give right now and fix their site. So they've got some good things on here. Brewers air conditioning and heating, satisfaction in every degree. I like their heading because no matter what page I land on, that's up in their heading, and that's really good. And I also really love on the right-hand side, their phone number pops off the page, serving Phoenix since 1982, request service. Very well done, Brewers. All right, now, what could they do to make this better? I will tell you that moving sliders like this, and we've tested this over and over and over again, sliders like this lower conversion rates by people who go through this by 8 to 12%. And that's because we are literally animals. And as animals, movement is potentially a danger signal. And this is moving so fast, and you can still see me. I'm like, what's that? What's going on? Oh my God, what's going on? You're interrupting my thought process here. And so I would really like this to stop, put your value proposition in here in a little bit more detail. Then as I scroll down through here, we're doing discounts, coupons, specials, and rebates. All right. So here's the thing. For air conditioning, I live in Florida, so we know what it's like when you're living in a hot place and you've got your annual tune-ups, you've got your oh my God, the thing stopped working calls. So we really need to make this appeal to both types. And the first thing that they're doing here is they're giving discount coupons, specials, and rebates. And I think before we go to that level, because you're giving away the ship when you might not necessarily have to, I think what you really need to do is have some visual design here that lets people look about, and if I were to draw in here, you know, new air conditioners, servicing, emergency service, and then they can go down the path that they want. Here, you're already positioning yourselves potentially as the cheaper, low-cost solution, which may be okay, but I'm here to solve a problem, and this may or may not be why I would work with you. But if you're telling me I get a deal no matter what, you're potentially giving away some margin that you don't necessarily have to give away. Okay. And Nicholas made a comment here. I'm keep looking over to the side to see people commenting. Thank you for the kind words, Nicholas. We're gonna keep going. All right, and we're off to the races here. Now, I may come back to some of these because I had some of these. There was other pages that I looked at that I thought were interesting on some of these, but I'm trying to get through as many as I can. All right, so this is a friend of mine, all right, who happens to be on the call, who will remain nameless, but I'm going to say, where is the banner that has your unique selling proposition? Why do I want to buy from you? Yes, I understand you've got the pencil banner, but you're missing the opportunity in here to potentially make me feel really, really good about you. And if you want to have the trust bars in the banner, I'm okay with that, but give me that unique selling proposition. And then to add insult to injury here, okay, and I can just picture my friend cringing here a little bit. But if I go to bedroom furniture, we've tested this over and over again. If you've got bedroom furniture, and I've got one piece of bedroom furniture, there are people who will look at that, and some people might go, oh, that's a pretty bed. And other people might go, oh, that's incredibly ugly. They've got ugly furniture. What you need to do, and if I click down through here, I see there's bedding, bedroom furniture, and beds, and headboards, and so on. And then I click down to bedroom furniture, and I click down to dressers and chests, in here. Here's the thing. He has thousands of bedroom furniture sets, all right? It needs to say, shop 1,000 varieties, shop 50 deals, shop, some number of decor. Let me know that whatever I'm seeing here there's so much more to it. So I will feel really, really good about clicking in and going further and deeper in here. Because, and again, I know this sounds insane and I apologize, but we've tested this. If you don't give people a flavor about how deep your site is, if you've got lots of depth in it, they're going to judge it just by what they see, and they're going to potentially not dig deeper. I know that's crazy, folks, but I'm telling you. So again, I'm trying to show different examples here. I'm just going to go back for a second as I go through this. Conversion rate optimization, that am I in the right place? How do I feel about this? And what am I supposed to do here? Works whether you've got a lead magnet, okay? Whether you are, trying to get people to potentially download or apply for something, all right? Whether you are getting people to immediately call you or fill out a contact form, whether you're selling furniture, okay? Or even if you're a manufacturer and you're selling all sorts of services. All of these same things apply. Now, it may not be obvious how when I talk about, we'll say lead magnets versus e-commerce sites, but the same basic principles of, are you answering the questions? Am I in the right place? How do I feel about this? And what am I supposed to do here? Apply over and over again. Now, I will tell you, I don't know these people, but they then put their website in here, and they are doing a lot of things really well on here. And I want to point out, because I always feel like I point out the stuff that I'm complaining about, and I'm going to complain about some stuff on this site too. So Lowry folks, if you're here, yeah, I'm going to complain about you in a minute. But overall, I want to point out something they're doing well. On the solutions page, when you go to the solution page, they actually deliver what they promised on. On the solutions, it was RFID, products or whatever, RFID scanners, whatever they promised in the menu, they actually deliver on the pages. So remember that first question, am I in the right place? I feel really good about that because they're actually answering it. I can't tell you how many sites we see where whatever was promised, all right, and you get to it, you have to think for a minute, all right, they promised, whatever, material tracking solutions, but, and they predicted it, but what if they didn't do that? What if they, I'm trying to find, this site's actually pretty darn good. But what if they started showing Lowry covers every facet of material tracking? Obviously, it's about material tracking, but that is nowhere near as good as the fact that they're actually showing you what is in material tracking. So, folks, if you're on the call and you came today, great job. All right. Now, what didn't I like on here? If we look, I'm going to go back to the homepage for a second. Contact us as a primary call to action. My smart portal is a primary call to action, and shop the catalog is a primary call to action. But apparently contact us is not really a primary call to action, but it was a primary call to action up here, but it's not down here. Guys, you get a little carried away here. Primary calls to action, you've got primary calls to action, secondary calls to action, and tertiary calls to action. And your color scheme and the visual flow of it needs to show that. If contact us is a primary here, it needs to be a primary there. I would argue that my smart portal is probably never a primary, because the smart portal is for returning clients, and they're already looking for that. I don't think you really need that. You're also missing a phone number up in the top here. I do love, by the way, love Lowry Solutions has a full suite of solution tracking for all your inventory tracking and asset tracking. I would beg you guys to put right underneath your logo, and there's a reason for this, right underneath your logo, inventory and asset tracking, okay? And I think this is an online company, so, since 19, whatever the date is, or, or worldwide, or whatever it is. But the reason I want inventory and asset tracking, okay, or maybe fulfilling inventory and asset tracking needs for over 2 decades, or whatever it is, no matter what page I land on, I will know what you do as a whole, even though you're doing a really, really good job on, whatever was promised in the menu is actually being delivered. All right, so that's good. Now, having said that, I will tell you this movement here. Remember how I complained about the air conditioning site? Well, this is more movement. Now, it's not as bad, all right, because it's not as fast, but you are drawing my eyes to that, and you'd be better served to allow me to scroll manually through here. I will also tell you your live support thing. This, when I was looking at this form, this kind of pops up a little too quickly for me. And if I minimize it, it's going to pop up again when I go to another page. And then we go to what we offer. Well, yes, they care about what you offer, right? But this really should be about them, okay? Looking for, tracking, asset or whatever the tracking was, here's where to start. Make it about them and not about you in the process. I'm also going to go to the contact us page, okay? And I will tell you, so since 1974, oh my God, that real in their logo, all right? Inventory and asset tracking since 1974. When I land on that, no matter what page I land on, I'm going to go, oh my God, these are the guys. Thank God I found them. I'm going to feel really good about that. Don't hide that here. All right, that should absolutely be, on the, up in the logo area. All right, so now this is good stuff. Leave us your info and we'll get back to you. All right. Well, let's talk about this. You're going to get back to me, but I don't, and I'm not going to read this per se, but this is so close to being almost correct. It breaks my heart. So you've got contact us, right? And contact us was promised. What I'd really love to have here is something along the lines of speak with an inventory and asset tracking expert. All right, give us 15 minutes and we'll checkbox, checkbox, checkbox. These are what we're going to cover. Make me feel really good about what's going to happen when I fill this out. The thing is, what you've got here is better than, honest to God, 95% of the people that come to us. So this is really good. This could be better. Now, having said that, we've got, how can we help you? Very nice. All right. And then I'm going to click on submit, and never, ever, ever, if you can avoid it, take the default error messages with red. Please correct the errors below. Let me paraphrase what this is saying. You are saying to the visitor, I'm sorry, but you are too stupid to be our client. It's just not friendly. You'd be better served with something like, oops, could you double check the form, please, right? Give me some love here. Make me feel good about this. You're not making me feel good. It's in red. It's yelling at me. I don't feel good. The other thing I will tell you, and we've tested this, submit is a bad word. Nobody wants to submit to anybody else. And I know you don't think of submit being that way, but submit is actually, we've tested this 99 times out of 100. Submit loses, all right? You would be better served on this to have whatever this call to action be like with a checkbox, and it says, yes, please help me with my asset and inventory tracking needs or inventory tracking needs, all right? That's friendly. There's love involved now. I'm going to feel good. And now the people at Lowry might say, well, what are you talking about love? All right, we are a B2B site and guys, you're still dealing with people. People want to feel like you care about them. All right. So I use the word love a little freely, but at the end of the day, you still want people to feel good. All right. All right. I think I beat that into the ground. Next time I hit parade. Now on this, we see this all the time. We have lots of clients in the software as a service space, and there's multiple things going on with movement. Whenever you're doing movement, you really need to make sure that if you've got movement here, it's absolutely telling me a story, but I don't really know what it's doing here. And you're assuming that what I look at will actually make sense to me, and it might not necessarily make sense to me. So that's not fair. You've also got more things trusted by 1.5 million websites. That's great, but again, it really shouldn't be moving like this. Now, I am going to show something, two things on this, because I'm trying to show different things on different sites. I'm going to go to view plans. And I go to the view plans, choose a plan that works for you. I love that, okay? 14 free trial, 0 $2, cancel anytime, all sorts of good stuff here. All right, here's something we've tested. And in this instance, a lot of what I said to everybody is, please just go do this. I'm going to tell these people to try something. And what I'm going to suggest that you try is something called anchoring. And we've tested, and this wins like 9 out of 10 times. And we always see sites that have free, basic, most popular, and then the most expensive. What we've tested and what we've seen is if we start with the $40 price here, okay, the 20 here, the 10 here, and the free here, what happens is we read, at least in English, left, top to bottom, left to right, so like in the zigzag pattern. So by having the more expensive on the left-hand side, that invokes a conversion principle called anchoring. And so what does that mean? Well, if it's $40 and I look at this, this invokes anchoring, which invokes the fear of missing out. When I go from 40 down this way, I'm asking myself, not why is it more expensive? I'm going from 40 to 20. I'm asking myself, what am I giving up? People hate to give up anything, okay? It's fear of missing out. And we found over the years that when you anchor from the more expensive to the less expensive, what happens is it increases your average order value. And so this is a test that I would propose that these folks should consider doing. All right. Now, having said all of that in here, I will also go to their page. And and I click the try it for free. And when we go to try it for free here, I feel like you lied to me. Okay. And you're like, well, first off, the try it for free is obviously a landing page. It doesn't match the rest of the site, so I don't feel good. You said try it for free, but now you're telling me it's a 14-day free trial. And one can remember if I went back to the Lowry people where their words matched exactly, so I felt good here. These words don't match. So it's almost like a bait and switch here. You promised I could try it for free. All right. And yeah, I can, but you're making me put in a credit card and you're telling me it's a free trial, and you would be better served to say up in the either in the link, try it, start your free trial or 14-day free trial, or when you get here, it needs to say try it for free. Okay. And start with try it for free and minimize the 14-day free trial in the scheme of things. I will also tell you in here, the 14 free trial, you've assumed, because you've got multiple plans, it's $10 a month. Well, why are you assuming that's the number? Because if I go back to, and maybe I just don't know what I don't know, all right, because we're not working with them. If the most popular is 20 a month, why does the try it for free take me to the $10 a month? All right. So again, you're making me think, and as we've already determined, I'm not a real fan of thinking. Yeah, that just sounds wrong. But my point being here, you're making me think on this try it for free, and I'm not feeling comfortable. And then if you want me to try this, you need to market to me. What you've got here is testimonials, which is great. And you've got trusted by 1 million websites. But what you really need to be doing here, again, don't assume, but what I'd really like to see is benefit oriented. Here's what I get in my trial. Here's what I'll be able to do. I'll get this thing with a checkbox, this thing with a checkbox, and this thing with a checkbox. And then the trust could be below all of that. I will also tell you something I would test here. I would test having the form on the right, all right, and the benefits on the left. Again, because we read left to right, top to bottom, left to right. So if you give me the benefits over here, I'm more likely to be willing to fill out the form over there. Okay, moving on. God, I feel like I'm an auctioneer, just trying to get through all of these sites. So, all right, and we're coming up on our time pretty soon here. So I'm not sure I'm going to make it through all of these. So I apologize to whoever did this. All right. So let me tell you here that the gifted tree, all right, plant a memorial tree. The issue here is when I go down here and I click on birthday or whatever it is, the gifted tree or celebration trees, I really would like some words underneath here, underneath the gifted tree, that tells me what it is why I want to do a gift of the tree. And you've got the room here. So your gifted tree logo, if I look at this, look at the amount of space up by the tree part, okay? One could argue you could move the words up here and then put underneath here just a few words that, the gift it gives to the environment, right? Or and again, I'm making it up. We're not working with them. So I don't know what the right words would be, but it would be really nice to see that. So no matter what page I landed on, I'd feel good about them. Now, having said that, all right, and I look at this, I will tell you, overall, this Better Business Bureau thing, and the personal touch. I love this stuff, but gifted tree people, if you're on the call, the biggest trust them on the face of the planet is phone number in the top right-hand corner. So you're going to say, well, we've got that. But the problem is, look at how that blended into the background. And so you've got this trust here, which I love. I love that you did that. But I really, really need that phone number to pop off the page, because if I don't see it, it doesn't exist. And on mobile, it would be the click to call icon. And maybe I should do one of these on a mobile. Maybe, matter of fact, guys, if you think this is interesting and you think I should do this on a mobile for the next one, it's a lot easier to show this, by the way, on desktop, but I have the ability on my phone to pull up a bunch of these and display it off of a real phone. And if you all think that's something worthwhile to do, just put that in the notes or shoot us a note afterwards or an email afterwards or in the review. But I think doing this, a full mobile version of this might be interesting. All right, off topic. Sorry, guys. So back to here, order my free gift tree now, and I go here and I'm like, I don't understand this. If again, let's go back to what was promised, okay? Order my gift tree now. Order my gift tree now, right? 3D pop-up cards. I'm sorry, what's going on here? I am so confused at this point that the words don't match. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know if this is a mistake or what, but part of the problem is they've got a really, if you read the site, they've actually got a really interesting story. I really like their story. I loved what they had. Memorial trees, pet loss trees, celebration trees. I loved this. I love this. Love, love, love it. But you've got all of this stuff here, and I'm not really sure I understand it all unless I read through everything, and you're making me read, and you already know how I feel about that. So this is a little problematic. All right. For those of you who like to receive clothes in the mail, and we actually have some employees that do this, which is really great, style your way. I don't know what the demographics are for their audience, but I will tell you we've done things like this in the past, and the demographics, we've got pictures of this one person, and if the demographics don't match this person, age, race, or well, I believe it's mostly for men, but maybe there's a gender question in here too. But you want to be representative and inclusive, and we've tested this over and over again. I'll give you an example. We once worked with a site who asked to remain nameless based on what I'm going to say, okay, because I don't want to insult anybody. But we worked with a site that sold plus size clothing, all right? Plus size means large sizes for people who are a little bit bigger. That's fine. But all of their pictures were like skinny models. And I'm like, what the heck are you doing? They didn't even have the small sizes. I'm like, what are you doing? And they said, well, we want to show things that are aspirational. And I said, no, what you apparently want to do is not have any sales. If you're selling the plus size models, put up pictures of beautiful plus size models, please. That's aspirational. Stuff that drove me nuts. Anyway, so we go here with Outfittery, and it would be really nice, again, to have something right next to it that tells me what it is. It'd be nice to have the phone number. So all of that looks good. We come down here, tell us which styles you like, will accompany on your personal journey. But here you're missing an opportunity. It's not we accompany on your personal journey. Your personal style journey is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Okay? I'm sorry. You did the 1, 2, 3. But why aren't you showing me 1, 2, 3? Okay, tell me this, and then you could say it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Why? Because we accompany you all the way, right? I just, sell me on it, right? A lot of the other stuff that you've got on here is good. All right, I'm happy with what I'm seeing in here. But as we scroll down, all right. And we've got good stuff, brands for every man. Try it now. Oh, actually, let's go back to the demographics, because if you look here, This person is not in the same demographics as the people that were on the top of the page. So this is one of the reasons why I went, not sure about that. If we go to the Try It Now page, and by the way, I don't know, and I'm just going to say this. This could be slow because we're doing, Zoom at the same time. But I will tell you, speed is absolutely critical. All right. So you need to make sure your site is fast both on desktop and mobile. So if we go here, what do you like to wear in your free time? Now, this is about them, the visitor. So that's good. So I like this. This looks like me, you know. I wish I looked like some of these people, but that ship sailed a long time ago. And now I'm going to continue. Well, but here's the thing. Continue to what? I have no idea what I'm continuing to. So I click. I'm going to hope for the best. Why didn't it say continue to what you like to wear at work? Right? Why didn't it say that? It really should have. Okay. And Lauren mentioned that Outfittery has a security seal issue on his browser, right? But anyway, so what do you want to wear at work? That's a me. Okay, so that's me. I'll click. Okay. We go here, what shoes do you like to wear? And I'll say, I don't like any of these. This should be continued to whatever the next thing is. My point being here, in all of these things, and I love this, let a stylist choose. In all of these, if you're going to continue, tell me that customizing my outfittery is all about a matter of going through a very simple process where we guide you step by step, and we provide, and I'm making it up, but imagine if you went into, a men's clothing store and you're talking to a stylist in a men's clothing store. They spend the time to ask you these questions. It's a personalized experience. Here you've got the personalized experience without the personalization of making the person feel good about it, right? So we really need that extra level of personalization. All right. How are we doing on time here, guys? Before I lose, we don't have time. We're going to have time for maybe one more. Okay. We've got, which three do I want here? Which one? God, there's so much I want to say on all of these. Oh God. I guess we'll just do it in the order that it was on. So I apologize for the others that put these in. When I go here, I don't really know what it is you do here and why I care about this. And oh my God, this has to be SEO text, because if this is anything SEO other than SEO text, if this is spent to be text that allows me to want to work with you, just stop. Okay. First off, you've got blue on blue, so this is really hard to read. And so I wear glasses. I don't know how many people on the call are wearing glasses, but we'll tell you, if you can go to a site, if you wear glasses, and you can read somebody else's site, but you go to your site and you can't read it with your glasses off, then either it's not the font's wrong, the contrast is wrong, maybe you're not ADA compliant, but nobody reads. I promise you, nobody reads. Okay, there's way too much going on here for me to feel good about potentially doing this. And then I looked at courses and membership, and so I kind of get what it is you do, but it's hidden up here in the top. And I did look, by the way, and I also got the feeling this is a site that is kind of under construction when I looked at it. But you need to tell me a little bit more about what's in it for me, how it happens, and all the rest of it. And it's not doing it. And I got to tell you, that's problematic. All right. I am sorry that I thought I could get through more in this time frame. I will actually just share one last thing with you all, and then we will move on. All right, to having a great day. I want to thank everybody for this, for the time. If we can be of assistance in any way, shape, or form, you might want to consider maybe reading my book, you can certainly connect with me on LinkedIn. And if your site is generating a few $1 million a year or more, then I would encourage you to schedule a call with us, and we will spend 30 minutes on your site and telling you what you can do for free. And if that works for you and you would like to then talk about how we can work with you going forward, that would be a further discussion. So with all that said, I want to thank you all very, very much for coming today. I apologize if this was way too fast. Maybe I tried to do too many sites at a time. And if you would really like me to do one of these for mobile sites only, please let us know that. All right, it's all good. Thank you. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. And thank you for joining us. Take care now, everyone.